is Ranjan, Head of Department of Economics, Manipur University. Dr.RK, retired IAS officer, Professor S. Sudhir Kumar, Head of Department of Southeast Asian Studies, Manipur, and Professor E. Bijoy Gambhir, and some of my all colleagues of the universities. I'm very happy to see and to be here in midst of you. I feel myself renewed as I was in the university service long back. And also, Sri M.B. Misra, through his Akansa, this valuable book is could be able to release today. And lastly, I congratulate Lodongbam Biswajit Singh, to the author who wrote this book, Act East Policy, Free Trade Agreement and Economic Growth Potential of India ASEAN. Congratulations to the writers also. Many of the thoughts confined particularly in the Northeast India, depending with the imageries of Act East policy of the government of India. And also there is a lot of manifold approaches, quite a long periods of time throughout the planning policy of the government of India. Many things are in the process, in the dynamism of the Act East policy. Perhaps Indian foreign policy is under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji is neighboring first. This is our first policy, and we should have a cordial relationship with our neighboring country. And keeping target on that, the Indian foreign policy, first we are hope to have a good and better relationship and understanding with the neighboring country. Then, of course, a lot of approach, particularly in Southeast Asia, we have a long understanding and diplomatic channels of the ASEANs. Most probably this year is one of the 26 or 27 years of ASEAN diplomatic channels is observing by the 2022. And how this ASEAN's relationship was created means we basically targeted into two major themes. One is the Buddhist link, another is the Hindu link. And then, based on that, how could we achieve the better relationship in terms of security, in terms of economic relations? That is our priority. And you will be wondering to know that in one of the sessions of the ASEANs, they propose to revitalize and revive the ancient University of Nalanda. And that was proposed by the Vietnam country and supported by 16 ASEAN countries, including China. Even China has contributed about $1 million to establish that, the Nalanda University, to revitalize it. And so I had an opportunity to visit in Nalanda last week, and I found a lot of construction, but still there is a lack of the main theme of reviving the Nalanda is lagging far behind. And that's why some of the Asian countries, though in subsequent meetings and conferences they mention about the Nalanda University, now they are not having that kind of query to us. Then I feel that what is the matter for this? Because we are trust on the construction of infrastructure, not on the main trust of the Buddhist link is missing. So I requested the Vice Chancellor to expedite it immediately and to start the functioning. So this is one of the foreign relations linking with the Asian country. Then currently Of course, that was initiated by the previous regime of the government, NDA government. They started this Look East policy. So after Modi resumes as a prime minister, he activated into Act East policy. Here also, we tried a lot, as cited by Professor C.S.T. Ranjan. We are not able to activate, but there are many loopholes are here. Even he has mentioned about the motor vehicle acts and others. Even the motor vehicle acts, what we are examining is that there are certain places where political instability is very frequently happen, particularly our immediate neighboring Myanmar. It is happening. And that's why sometimes we start to kick off. So even the Imphal monthly bus services, MU and everything has already signed just to launch, then their political instability is disturbing again. Then of course from our side also we assure about the tri-multilateral the transport system, road system up to Thailand and others. India's role was to construct these 69 bridges. And that was also somehow, it was not come up to the real action. But of course, India as a leader of the Southeast Asian country, we do not like to keep silent on the tasks assigned to the share to be developed by the country. So now about the rivers, about the bridges also, we already reassess and try to assign it and to complete it within a shortest possible time. Then we are also negotiating to have multimodal transit parking facilities. As most probably Nimai has mentioned about that also. Say the tanker or the container started from the origin. It should not be loading and unloading in between the destinations. That also, of course, Myanmar government is not accepting at the moment, but we are trying to make it a process of it. Then about the Act East, before coming to the Act East, there are others, the regional organizations, which are also trying to boost and activate our Act East policy. Perhaps the WAT is also another agency, another diplomatic group looking after the Indian Pacific Ocean and Indian Ocean rims is also there. They are all trying to activate and show that how can we make push forward about the Act East policy. The first and foremost thing is that almost all the peoples of the Northeast India are hoping that Act East policy will give the better economic conditions to our people. But in reality, what are the items would we participate to the Act East policy? As Ranjan cited that we are on maximum percentage is importing and not exporting. So in a trade partnership, it should be at least 50-50. Otherwise, importing is not the way to boost our economy. So we have to think what are the things to be excelled from our state or from our northeastern regions. This thing has to be identified so that we could participate in the Act East policy. Not as a buyer, but also we should be participated as a seller also. Here in Manipur, I would like to appeal some of the entrepreneurs in the state of Manipur. If we want to join the export-import business, we have to identify some of the unique things. And for this reason, I am planning, from the External Affairs Mantralaya, I am planning to hold a seminar or roundtable conference of the Northeastern state, most probably the December end part or early part. I may hold that meeting with the representatives of the 8 states will be there, and some academic roundtable will be there. I will invite some of our colleagues and my friend to participate on that. See, in that particular meetings, roundtable conference, we are preparing to announce some the workable, not only verbal announcement, in action it has to be done. So one of them is that I already discussed with the donor minister also, and the civil aviation also we have already discussed. So that under the UDAN scheme, we are planning to link with the neighboring country. Say for example, Mandalay or Yangon or this, the what's that region, Sagar region, that airport, that also we have to connect with, and Bangladesh, Tripura, and Imphal. Like that, we are trying to develop some of our neighboring countries' air connectivity. So connectivity will provide this one, and also the RICS has already started studies about the ACIS policy, and they published a good report also. And in the meantime, I'm very happy to know that the RICS has already assigned Professor Ranjan to study about the ICP. Even the ICP, why it is lying idle, that kind of thing, we are very seriously taking on to that. But during this 8-step roundtable conference, the most serious entrepreneurs and the states planner should identify some of the items, at least 5 to 10 items from each state to be excelled or to be exported. And for that, platform for exporting to the foreign country, that will be the facilitation will be done by our ministry. And also, direct foreign funding, if it is required, that also we are ready to connect with the foreign funding agencies to those states who could identify some of the things. But here I would like to cite an example. In our Manipur particularly, entrepreneurs are trying to export black rice, sahau. They always talking about sahau. And very recently also, we are exporting so much of quantity of this sahau. But every entrepreneurs, when they try to show their exhibition, production exhibition, they show on sahau, A also sahau, B also sahau, C also sahau. And that is not the way to identify the item to be exported. Very recently, I had a chance to go to New York. The ambassador just called me and said, "Sir, I want to show a very important things to you, and you will be astonished." Then when he showed to me that there is nothing, only Lungi's, the handmade tea set. And it was packed so nicely. He presented to all the foreign delegates. And I thought that, and this will be one of the unique items which we can be put to that roundtable conference, and then it will be excelled to other. This is one of the examples. Then orchids, I already talked to our Nimai also. RK Kishore is also there. Orchid cannot be duplicated by anybody. It's a specialized. And that kind of specialized production should be identified. And only then the External Affairs Minister is ready to provide a platform for selling to other countries, as well as the direct foreign funding also we are ready to serialize that thing. So I hope today's the Arkinima and Ranjan also I may request to attend the roundtable conference of the things. And then another very crucial thing is that particularly the IT sectors and the cybercrime is another issue that has to be seriously studied, particularly in the ACIS and also Southeast Asian countries. Many countries, particularly Australia, they have already started the quantum cyber technique. They have already started. We also just thinking to have that kind of. If there be any mechanism to have a diplomatic channel to have a cooperation with the other country on this issue also. So taking the advantage of today's book release, I would like also to appeal humbly appeal to the university communities. Very recently, the national ranking was conducted, and out of the 200, my university is not included. I feel sad. I feel very sad. And so I request all the communities of the university, try to